Hello guys, can you see me? Can you hear me? I can see you've got, you see an iPhone. I need you to start a video, dear. Aha. I can see you now. Can you hear me, guys? I can't hear you. I can't, you haven't got a microphone. All I can do, all I can see is, so you must be on silent or something. Has it got access to a microphone? I can see you. Ah, that's another one. Lisa and Fergal have asked to start a video. Right, I can see you, Lisa, and I can see you, Fergal, but I can't hear either of you at the minute. Ah, Lisa, you're connecting to audio.
Right, that's me in.
Right, you're
Hello,
in.
Sue. Right, we've done. Right, well, if I'm in, you don't need to do yours, do you? So what happened if you?
Ah, now your phone, Fergal, is connecting to, but you have to be careful if you're both in the same room, you might get feedback. Okay.
Right. Oh, I've just done it. Wait, no,
Right, so
no,
hello,
yeah.
hello guys. Do you want to have one on mute? Oh, I've lost you now. I've lost you, Lisa. I can see Fergal, but I can't hear him now. Are you just going to use one?
There you go. You can hear me now.
I can hear you now.
Okay. I'm more used to Teams.
Oh, okay.
Because in Zoom, it's sort of just different places. There's different things in Zoom.
They do. Yeah, absolutely. So are we going to get Lisa to come and sit next to you? Okay, that's good. Lovely. Okay, guys, well done. It's always a little bit technical to start with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, it's nice to meet you both.
And you?
And you?
Thank you for sending me the videos. Luna is lovely, isn't she? She's just,
Yeah.
she's beautiful. I'm just, so this is a getting to know you. And I wanted to go through also some of the videos that you sent me.
Right.
Because that's quite important. So let's just start at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got, let's have a little look. You had her 18 months. You've got Dear Wilfred. Okay. So because you're so rural, you don't get many visitors,
No,
No,
right? Okay.
I'd
Where,
like some.
whereabouts are you? Oh, you're in Rushall.
between Rushall and Harleston, yeah.
Right. Okay. Okay.
Because we were out on a walk the other morning, and I could see that there was a chap and his dog sort of walking towards us. So I got my video ready, and then they just turned round and went away again. So that was it. That was it. That was a moment past.
Yeah,
Our, our only encounter.
Um, so the most pressing thing for you is the fact there's been some incident um, with her.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, she shouts at your neighbour.
Yes.
I saw that. Okay.
So you saw her shouting at the neighbour on
One side,
one
but she'll
side,
do.
who's actually not our concern. That was Alan.
What do you mean? Sorry, I disagree. She's reactive to all our neighbours.
Yes, right. Yes, but
So yeah.
the one that we get the most problem from is on the other side with their two dogs.
Oh, okay. So you've got the one
Neighbours both sides.
and then you've got two dogs on the other side. Okay. Right. I've got your form on my iPad, so I'm not sort of just
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah.
just going on to that, and I'm also going to pick up on some of the videos that you sent me, but I can't actually see the one with your neighbour just at the minute. So I find it quite interesting that she is very sensitive around putting the collar on or going, or anything like that. Is she
Yes.
sensitive about just in general going out? Is that something that she does all the time?
Sometimes I wonder if just the busyness of us getting ready, because once we do have our coats on and Wilfred's all ready, she then comes over and she'll then sort of plonk her bottom between us and the door to say she's ready to have her lead put on now. So I wonder sometimes if that's some of it. She does then have the anxiety of whether the neighbours are out with their dogs in their garden. And once we get past there, then things improve
Yes.
slightly.
Okay. I can't, for some reason. Oh, I know what. It might be that you sent me it on a different.
Yeah,
They're all
I
on
sent
WhatsApp.
some.
Oh, did you send some video?
Yeah, on WhatsApp.
Email.
No, WhatsApp. I sent
All
them all on
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp.
Hang on a second. Sorry. I wanted just to go over it, and I've seen it, and I have seen it, and I can't
Yeah.
now. Is it because Lisa, you sent me some with you getting ready and with you going out for a walk.
Yeah.
So then Lisa, you sent me some more, and that went into the group. I found him. Fergal. You sent me. It's fine. I got him now. Okay. Right. And interestingly, and then there's the other stuff with you. For some reason, it hadn't loaded. I've been doing quite a bit of work on my computer today, and it obviously didn't want to download these. I can see them all now. Okay, so the main thing is we get to communicate with Luna what we want in a safe way for her. There were a couple of red flags for me that would potentially be around equipment, i.e., you've got one collar and one lead. And so when she falls, she sort of launches, and then she's a bit like a balloon. She's floating around in the breeze.
Yeah.
So, and then there has to be like a check in order to bring her back which doesn't necessarily make for either any good for your back or your shoulders or anything else, or
Mhm.
or for contact on her.
Right.
It's so we will look at shepherds, because of the nature of the beast. They are a herding breed.
Hmm.
They want to be able. Is this your first shepherd?
Yes.
Yes.
Sorry, I have to keep going over these things.
Okay.
Right. So she's your first shepherd. They
Frozen.
like to keep moving. Okay.
Yeah.
They like to know what's going on. They like to be busy.
Hmm.
But if something, if they see something and it worries them, it's easier for us to be able to say, right, let's take you out and round, come back, and then give you other reasons to refocus and sort of have skills for refocusing, as opposed to just using a lead and methods that you used before, where you would check, or your lead would mean that you're giving them a prompt from the lead, as opposed to a a marker for them coming back. So
Right.
we need to teach her what working with you means, because when anything acts as a restriction,
Yeah.
don't feel that increases the level of arousal for her.
Hmm.
So tight leads, tight collar, tight, stern voices,
Hmm.
all that kind of thing. It increases that impact, that almost like that Jack in the Box effect. So,
Yeah.
no, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. And then whatever's going on in the environment will actually then increase her level of arousal, and she'll just go, well, I'm going to do that anyway. And
Hmm.
so we can't apply, and this is why aversives, and you're not being aversive, but you do say that there was somebody that she ended up being afraid of.
Yeah, the trainer, first trainer.
Yeah, and we also don't know what's happened with her previously.
Yeah.
So what I would want to do is look at equipment, look at how we can make her feel comfortable in what we're wearing, and how we can then connect with her whilst we are walking, so that when we taught her the skills, the equipment that she is wearing doesn't have any bearing on her carrying out the skills that we're asking her to do.
Yeah.
It doesn't interfere with what we're asking her to do. So, my first port of call would be her wearing a McCutie harness or a perfect fit harness. And if in your syllabus there is the equipment module, I can also put a link to that sheet. Are you getting access to that? Okay, you are looking. You've looked at that, haven't you?
That's fine. Yeah, yeah. If that's the one we've started working through the videos, then yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
And you said a harness rather than a collar.
Yes. Yes, because we don't want all that strength and tightness on her neck. Okay.
Yeah.
We want it to be comfortable on her shoulders and on her body.
Yeah.
Learning to walk next to you is a skill that is not done with equipment. It's done by teaching the skill and then putting equipment on, rather than using the equipment to feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understand that. One of the problems we have with the harness, is we do have a harness, we have it for the car, is she doesn't like the car. So she associates the harness with going in the car.
Okay, that's a really valid point. Now I have my favorite types of harness, okay, when they're completely unclippable and things like that. And what I would like you to do is teach her skills around the harness. So the harness comes out and we feed her. We do a hand touch, for example. One of the early skills that I want you to start to do with her would be a hand touch. where her nose touches your hand, you say yes, and then you give her some treats, okay?
Mhm.
Hand touch, yes, feed, hand touch, yes, feed, okay?
Yeah.
And it becomes really, you do something like rapid fire treat, which would be yes, 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 and then you'll put your hand out like this, like a paddle,
Mhm.
and this, like anything, you know, or that. It becomes a totally different signal for her. So then she goes, oh, that's that button. I press that, beep, beep. Okay, that's your first skill with food, or her first skill would be a, you know, like a toolbox hand touch.
Mhm.
Then in getting her used to the harness or getting her used to equipment, you would then put that on your hand. Okay, you would hold it on your hand. She comes and boots your hand with the harness on. Yes, feed. Yes, feed. And then
Mhm.
take it, and you can touch her with it. If she
Mhm.
moves away, that's absolutely her. But she'll learn to come and touch it. Yes, feed. So
Mhm.
we need to have high value treats.
Yeah.
And we need to change what's called a conditioned emotional response.
Mhm.
Um, when we, and this is why I think this is the most important part of it. There is a when we go from the collar, from the hand touch, we can then turn it over to it being a collar grab. Does she wear a collar at all?
All the time,
Yes.
with her tag on it, yeah.
Right. Okay. So you would go from a hand touch also then to a collar grab, where she will come over towards you, hand would be like that, and then you would just like yes, and then feed. Okay.
Mhm.
I need to make sure, and I'm going to make a note, just that it's in that early. I'm pretty sure it is in that early syllabus. I'm just going to, I'm going to bring up a note, and then I'm just going to put this in for you. Collar grab. Okay. So the collar grab is literally fingers, yes, fingers, yes. So as you touch it and move it, you then go, oh, that's quite pleasant, because up to this point, she's worked against the equipment.
Mhm.
Okay. So
Yeah.
when she's as she's comfortable with wearing her collar, you
Mhm.
put that, and then you pop the harness where the collar basically is. It sits a little bit lower down. The perfect fit fits a little bit further down. Okay.
Mhm.
Then that sort of sits just at the base of her neck. Okay. And then touch that, and then go, you would move that and go, yes, feed, move that, yes, feed. So
Mhm.
you start to change her response around equipment. Okay.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
my recommendation is also for a double-ended lead. So one that goes on the harness, and one that goes on either the collar or a head collar, one that goes around her nose, if
Mhm.
we need to do that. Severe is her pulling or her reactivity when you are out of the.
Okay, we have that, but that's more related to. I have one of those nose collars related to a neck collar.
Yes, yeah. So you've got a halty or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just sorry, I've just lost the order. You love tech. Decent. There we are. You're back. Right. Okay. How do you use your head collar? Is that something that she uses when you're out and about?
We haven't used it for a while.
Right. Okay. Is that
It
because
did work to some extent.
Until she got really scared when one of the other neighbours and their dog were coming towards it, and she fought and fought and fought, and she got out of it. The nose bit, she just got out. So we thought, well, yeah.
so this is why we only ever use 2 points of contact, because what you've just said is classically what happens when people use a head collar without a harness. Okay.
Right.
Because you're using your main, so I know this sounds a little bit convoluted, but your harness is your connection to the dog. Okay. The
Yeah.
head, that's your accelerator and brake. Okay.
Yeah.
Your head collar, which is at the front, okay, so this is the front, then becomes the steering.
Yeah.
Lighter. It's like if you imagine you're holding a steering wheel, you're not pulling at it, you're just gently moving it. Okay.
Yeah.
How you teach her. All these things are apparent in the initial equipment modules. So it's equipment and videos, equipment sensitization or that thing. So that equipment module is really important. Tomorrow, I'll be talking about equipment in with the Facebook group. If you can turn up live to that tomorrow at 7, we'll be talking more a bit about equipment there. But it's really, really important. Again, so you start, you move it, you type lead and feed. So you move it and feed, move it, yes, feed. All the way, when she feels it, you're not making her afraid of it by stopping her from seeing something. You're saying something previously learned, there's something better going on over here. At the moment, when you see something coming towards you, if you take her the collar, or if you take the head collar or anything, you're trying to move her, and then she's going, heck, I can't get away from the thing. Becomes stronger, and then she fights even more. Okay, so we get to teach her to listen to the equipment that we're talking about to start with. Okay, how big's your garden?
100 foot, maybe 150 feet. It's a decent sized garden.
Right, brilliant. Okay, so you've got space around you to move around with her, getting her used to and doing these skills that we're talking about. So you know, the hand touch, the using of the words, the yes and feed, then starting to get her used to tight lead feed. And when I say tight lead, you're just literally taking up the slack, so it makes contact, but not move her in any way. And if you were to do this with her indoors as well, it starts to build up this really pleasant association, okay? Because we need to get in and start giving her lots of reasons to be listening to, so that when something happens when you're out, she goes, oh, okay, we'll be doing this then instead. Okay. Now, these things time to organize and to sort. And as I say, it's so we start at the very beginning, so that was my first thing. So because she's worried about the we start or whatever, we start with that, and we start so with getting her coming toward, touching a hand without having the equipment there and without it being going forward. I mean, do it outside, do it out the front, and that sort of thing, anywhere that's secure. This is all recorded, by the way, and you'll get the note coming back, so you haven't got to remember anything in particular. It will come through, and even though it's an AI thing, it's not actually, it works quite well.
Okay.
So when you've got a dog, like you've got a shepherd that barks at anything that moves, I saw that when you went down the lane, and she could hear something, and she was starting to dance around. Okay.
Yeah.
One of the things I want you to do or look at is coming right back to your gate, and I know it's difficult because you haven't got much going past, I'm sure.
No.
One tractor a week or something, probably.
Yeah.
I get that. Okay, so because of that, she finds it hard. Okay,
Yeah.
finds it difficult. So there are ways that we can help, and the look at that skills. There is a series called Look at That, which basically we teach her not with cards to start with. We teach her. So, for example, I've got you toy in your hand, and Fergal holds the toy, and then you, Lisa, you'll have Luna sitting next to you, and then Fergal goes, here's the toy from behind my back, and then she'll go, oh, there's a toy, and you'll say yes, then she'll orientate back towards you to get the food. Okay, make it a really, really Fergal, otherwise she'll never take it from you and orientate back to Lisa. Because what we want to do is for her to look at things and then come back and then orient.
Right. Okay.
That's without her moving. It's just her head is moving.
She can move, but
Okay.
if you're standing close enough, initially we don't want any movement. We just want her standing next to Lisa, as you would do if you were walking down the road or sitting there. Fergal, you're just a few feet in front, and then you go something. She looks. There is video in the Look at That series, so you'll be able to find that for me. So that's something I want you to look at. You don't have to go all through all of this, okay? I want you. So part of what when we meet up, I'll say to you, right? I want you to do this, and I want you to and then do a video of you doing this, and then I can see about you progressing. So I don't always talk about equipment, but when I can see that we need to help her with the equipment, that's one of the first things I'm going to talk about. I know you did an assignment. Was that about the food and stuff?
That we did a what, sorry?
The assignment.
Assignment sent for me. Hang on a minute. I can't see that now.
I don't all doing an assignment.
On your bed. Go on your bed.
Okay. Oh, that's okay. I saw 2 assignments come up, and I assumed it was yours. So
Okay.
you need favourite things, and I'm going to look on your form, and I have. Where did it go? There it is. There it is. Lovely. Okay. So I love her little rubber ball.
Which is no more.
What?
It is no more. She's pulverized that. The white egg-shaped ball. Yes,
Okay.
No, we've got another one. I kept another one in hiding, but it's about 100 decibels. So I'm choosing my moment of when I get it out.
Oh, just kill it. Give it
Okay.
give it a squeakectomy, because that would drive me insane.
Well, I mean, in fairness, it doesn't last very long. She's killed that within a few minutes, so we could just let her have the the craziness of it.
I want you to use that as a special toy.
Okay.
Rather than having her just jumping on it, because it's too soft for her to have on her own. If she's going to have something to jump, I'd rather she had a Kong or something that had a little bit of give, but she couldn't then destroy quite so easily.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you got Kongs?
Not yet. No. I think because we're waiting to hear from you which size we should get for her.
Hold that thought.
We have these sort of toys, which she.
Sorry,
Yeah. We have.
Hang on. Yeah, we'll wait. Yes, wait.
Don't say that she's even told to this.
I think, yeah, but I always think if she's not interested, she's not interested. What do you do then? You've got to have a really special toy, haven't you, that she will go nuts for?
So You're absolutely right, Lisa. The toys that we have for her have got to pick. This is not for you. Go to Right, I'm trying to work out how to run this is. Actually, you can, okay.
Yep.
I think this is a large. It might, I think this is a large. They do an extra large one, but the secret is there is a hole in the bottom,
Yeah.
and you don't want that to be any where she can actually get her bottom jaw stuck into it. So if I gave it to my spaniel, it would be too big, so she could, in actual fact, get her bottom jaw stuck in.
Yeah.
So she wants to be able to get her tongue in there, but not her jaw. Okay, and she's like a medium-sized bitch, so gets to be, you know, that's absolutely fine. And I'm sure I've got.
And that's large, do you say? Yeah.
Now this is a black one, obviously. Black is the, if she's a really hard chewer, my shepherd always used to have black. Okay.
Okay.
Because that with the red ones, she used to chew the top off. She used to chew the top off this.
Yeah.
So I would go for black. Does she like chewing things?
She likes chewing things, yeah.
So if you get a couple of these, you can fill these with food and freezer so that she can then start to release endorphins and enjoy chewing something appropriate that will also make her feel good. Okay.
Okay.
Have methods of decompression and removing stressors or stress when things have happened, because as we go forward, we will be pushing her into areas where it will make her more aroused.
Yeah.
So come back down again and then give her a period of time where she can rest. Okay. So things like this and a licky mat, or there's those sorts of things. There were in my recommendations, I think also got and stuff like that. Wilfred, get him. How does he, when you feed them, I'm going to ping over there for a minute. So this needs to go in her tennis ball. Yeah, see, wrecking tennis balls, splashing about in a paddling pool. Okay, playing tug with a tough toy. Yeah, chewing sticks from the garden. No sticks from the garden, please. They get stuck behind the teeth.
They're just bits that fall off the trees. We've got like an oak tree and things like that. So she'll just pick up a little bit and nibble on it. But so if we'll take it away from her as soon as we see her.
Yeah, give it a swap. Ask her to bring it to you and then something.
Yeah.
That needs to be, we need to discuss how well she copes with that, because if we want, as we work together, it will be, don't do this behavior, do that behavior. And it will be, if it's something that she's always done, it means that she finds rewarding at this point. Okay, so chewing for her will be rewarding.
Yeah.
If we go, don't chew on a stick, she'll go, oh. And that makes her feel more sad and less likely to be able to be compliant.
Yeah.
Instead of saying that, we need to say, bring that stick over to me and I will swap it for a piece of food, a different sort of toy that you enjoy, or something like that. That's why it's really important that it's really important that we have her with lots and lots of ammunition. So
Yeah.
toys that she enjoys to play with. I was just thinking about something that she likes to do, and I don't know. There is a tree root that is sort of like a not a tree root from this country. If you do a Google search for tree root, I have one for Roma, and grandmother passed away last year, and she had that for years.
Mhm.
Quite ridiculous to spend 12 or 15 quid on a piece of wood that they're supposed to chew, but they can't chew it. They just gnaw at it.
Because
And
we've got like an antler for her. I mean, I think that's gone missing in the garden,
Yeah.
but are they okay or?
now then, you speak to some vets, and antlers aren't brilliant because they are really, really, and they can chip the teeth.
Okay.
So you have to be a little bit careful with antlers. Rather than an antler, it is
Or it might be a horn. Is that different? It's a horn. Yeah, I didn't.
Like a goat's horn.
right. They're great. So it's made from keratin. It's like sort of it smells like hair. Smells like it's
I
black.
haven't sniffed it myself, but it might.
Okay, sussed there then. Right, okay. So the little horns that you get, and sometimes they're filled with something, and they're ones that just sort of, the antlers are really, really hard, almost like ceramic, but
Yeah.
they're that hard.
Now this is like ceramic now.
Not right. Okay, so that's fine. They're great. I'm keep looking over there thinking if I've got one handy to run with, show you, because I've got my toy bag.
Have you seen that horn? Have you seen that
No.
lately?
Hang on a sec.
Might be in a shoe somewhere. Trouble is, it's dark, isn't it?
Right.
That's
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, it is. It's like that. Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
fine. Because as you say, they gnaw at them and then they just make it sort of like rough, but it's fine. That's the bit of wood.
Right.
It is, you want to have a label. Yeah,
I can see that though. If that gets found in the garden, that could end up on the bonfire, couldn't it? That 15 quid.
it's so dense that it does need to be an indoor thing.
Yeah.
All these things that we're talking about are things that she doesn't just have to hang around with. She has when it's time to calm down. Okay, it's time to have
Okay.
time. It's after a walk, and stuff like that. Outside, it's time for playing with you. That she can play chasey with you, or something like that. And we'll talk about play. I actually in the Facebook group there is. And also in your syllabus, we did talk about play, a little bit about play last week, and about how important it is for bonding. Okay. So her tough toy, you like to play tug with. Yes, that's great. Does she let go? Do you let go? How does that, tell me how that tug game works for you.
So I just sort of play it. So if I can feel her just slightly weaken on it, I'll see if I can get it off her. So, and then sometimes she will drop it. Sometimes she initiates the game because she brings it over to you and drops it at your feet. So that's when she wants to play a little tug. She prefers to just really tug, and I think, doesn't she, rather than actually dropping it.
There is an art to tugging, okay? And you always let go.
Yeah.
So tug, 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 tug. You let go. She runs
Yeah.
around, goes, yay, I've got this. I've
Yeah.
got this. So then you call her back to you and you stop it. Or you call her back to you and you tug again.
Yeah. Yeah.
Brilliant. But what you want is for her just to hang on to it, okay? Because the art of when she's parading around with it, that is releasing endorphins for her.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is increased the value of her playing tug with you. So that's something that we can look at. But teaching her how to drop is a game that we play without a toy. Okay.
Right. Okay.
So we don't wait until she's got something and then that's valuable and then ask her to drop it.
Right.
Wait until she's got nothing. And then when Wilfred's not about, because these games, some of the games need to involve food, a lot of food, and I don't want them to be him to be going, oh, there's some food over there.
Yeah.
They need to. So basically, drop and then put food on the floor. Drop food on the floor. So she hears the word and then the food arrives. Okay.
Yeah.
No fear of loss. There's nothing like that. Okay.
Right.
Teaching. So that's another game that you can play.
Mm-hmm.
Skills to the behavior that we want to change. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you're going. It's really interesting, but because when a dog that chases cars has quite high drive, and she looks like a working type bitch. She looks lovely. I really liked her. I thought, oh, I could quite easily kidnap her.
There are some days when we'd let you, yeah.
I could have a lot of shepherds now.
Yeah.
And so, for example, she sees the car going past. She wants to go towards it. She wants to chase it because the chasing makes her excited. Okay. If you call her back and then get her to chase you and grab hold of the thing that we're playing with, she then goes, oh yeah, this is great. So she then is able to have that. The chase is part of the predatory motor pattern. Okay.
Yeah.
And at its completion, it's eye, stalk, chase, grab, bite, dissect, consume. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When she sees a car, because that chase aspect of the German Shepherds, because she's a herding breed, the chase aspect or the eye to the chase is the most prevalent, okay, the most pronounced. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So she's anticipating a reward. If you can deliver that reward with you, we can then put that on cue, and then she can have that and have a tug game and not go to the cars. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's not cars. Well, dear, she was
Deer,
awful, yeah.
bicycles.
Yes, anything that moves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does that mean then that when we go for walks, that we need to be armed with a whole pile of things in our pockets?
Yes, but not initially. There will be one special. Well, initially it will be food, and one special toy. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Special tug toy, and food. I like to. If you look at agility sites, agility toys. I'm just trying to Pause Trading. There's a company called Pause Trading, PAWS Trading.
Yeah.
They do agility type toys, tug toys, and toys that you can hold the handle of, and then they grab the other end of, so you can you safely. Because agility is basically just a game of chase, and they go over things, and then they're chasing after you. Because you build up to you. It's important to understand that you're working with them in arousal, i.e. overexcitement, because and that's why play is so important, because what normally happens is the dog gets up and it gets too aroused, and then they can't refocus. So we get them to just come up, play with us, and then be on that level, which is what you need. You don't want to say stop, because if you stop, then she's going to go, but actually it feels good, so blow you, I'm going to do it anyway. Okay, so we pick our rewards, and to bring this right back to the level where you're going to be to start with, you're going to be using food more than a toy, because we need to look at that. And so she sort of just sits watching the world go by. If you went to a supermarket car park, that's where I would go with her, stick her in the car, go to the supermarket, get her to sit in the back of the car. Now, whether you've got a tailgate whether you can open the boot and sit there, or whether you have to, whether she's in the car with the window open or something like that,
Yeah.
next to her, you're watching what's going by, and you're saying yes, feed, yes, feed. So the movement is supplied by the cars or the people, and she's just watching, and she's in her place. Okay.
Mhm.
And how do you think she would cope with doing something like that?
Well, I would definitely have her tied into the car, with her lead, because whilst I'm feeding or whatever, I'd say that there would be moments when she would just want to jump out and get whatever is in front of her. So
Yeah, she'd be strapped.
she's
in.
been reasonably good in town scenarios when we're walking, because there's lots happening, and she tends to just stay beside me or beside us. When it's only when it's in the field or in a one-on-one situation like in a lane.
But isn't that because then when we're in the town, she's got that flooding thing going on? So we're thinking she's being good, but actually she's not. She's just overwhelmed.
Oh yeah, no, I appreciate that, but the idea of sitting in the car, would that not have a very similar emotion?
Right.
Or not be protected in the car, isn't she? She can sort of feel safe because there's a car between her and what's going on outside. Or
You've got two things. First of all, we build up the pleasant association with sitting in the car, you sitting in the back seat or whatever. Don't have the back open if there's any risk of her going out. So to start with, you would be on the back seat, she would be in the boot, and then you'd be yes feed, and she's just watching the stuff. You go to the areas where, for example, you've got the least amount of, okay, so the furthest away from from the front of the shop, so that she just starts to watch what's going on. Okay.
Yeah.
Best bet is to video that so we can see what's going on. Okay. Because that's the closest that we get to being able to control the environment and be able to take that skill, which is look at that before look at that without there being a one-to-one situation on a lane. We want to see where her critical distance is. So how far away does something have to be before she doesn't react to it? Okay, so that's work. I need to find out where her critical distance is. We need her to have comfortable equipment on so that it doesn't add to that arousal. And we need to have loads of ammunition, which will be pilchard cake or liver cake or whatever it is you want to make. There are recipes for pilchard cake, and also chicken or cheese. Or she doesn't have any dietary problems, does she?
no,
Not that we know of.
no.
Okay, I'm just looking. Now then, is there anything that's pressing that you need to ask me, because we're coming up to the end of our session? So is there something that you want to ask me?
I think you mentioned when we're going out with Luna and the neighbours' dogs start barking, are we to try and pass those dogs, albeit that be a tug, a real big tug, or do we come back into the house and start again?
So are the dogs next door outside?
When she's barking at them, yes.
And are we talking about you going out for a walk and you have to pass your neighbour?
Correct.
We do, yeah. So they're not out in the garden all the time. It's if they happen to have been let out and they're having a little roam when we go past.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they all start fighting each other. And
no, you don't want that. And you don't want any rehearsal of that. Can you avoid it? Either A, is your neighbour worth talking to or not?
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so we could liaise with them to say, right, we want to go out for a walk. Are you right to just keep them in for a minute while we get past and then
Yes.
off we go? Right, okay.
The more she barks at them and then they go away or they get into that frenzy, the more she goes, yay, okay, that's going to work for next time. Because as she goes past, as you haul her out of the way, she then goes, phew, I survived that. She has, it's just a complete panic reaction.
Yeah, we see that, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, we will try and sort out a calm time to be able to go out.
Yeah, either go the other way or you go, or you text a neighbour and say, well, right, we're going out in 5 minutes. Can you just make sure that Tweedledum and Tweedledee are in?
Yeah.
You can also look at that from your back garden if they are in the garden, okay? But so she's got to be on a lead. They are in the garden and you are standing there doing yes feed while they're outside, okay?
Right.
Whether that's from inside the house, that's from the garden. I want you to find out again how she can cope with that, and show me. That's another area where she feels as though she's under attack. She's under attack by the bloke next door, under attack by the. So we need downtime. There's too many stressors.
Okay? Yeah, there are. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So we've got to try and reduce those stress levels. So when your notes come through, when this comes through, you can go over it again. Don't forget, you can always message me in WhatsApp and say, Sue, what did you mean about so-and-so? And you should get, I will send straight away the notes from Otter, because it will then it should go through the last minute follow-up. Okay.
Okay.
Good stuff. Right. 2 weeks' time, we'll meet again. Is this kind of time of day good for you both?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Good, yeah.
So that takes us to the 7th. Should we say the 7th at 4?
Yep. Okay.
Yep. I got notification of this meeting, but Lisa didn't. Is that?
Didn't. No.
Is that because you're only sending it to me, or?
How was it sent?
It's been that I didn't put both of you on the meeting. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
So it's Luna, Lisa, and
yeah.
Sure, you both got notification of that.
Yes, please. Go on, go.
All right, my dears. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, and it's been great. Thank you very much. See you 2 weeks. Bye.
Bye.
Oh no.